But that's the best way I could describe it, is it makes you more sensitive to energy, because when you're on it, and please vouch for me if you felt the same thing, but when I'm on mushrooms, and I like to go on hikes. Like I'm a hiker. Like I love hikes. I love nature. And I never used to be. I hated that shit when I was little.
Yeah, same too.
Yeah. But I just realized that we are getting away from that more and more as we grow older. So now that I've grown this attachment to it, when I go on my trips, on my hikes, I can literally feel the wildlife around me. I can literally feel the trees talking to me, the plants, the water. Like, you can almost feel a connection with all the elements. It's so weird. But when you're on it, it makes sense. Even though it's a weird thing, it makes sense when you're on it.
Yeah, because I didn't feel that exactly, because I think that was like my first time. So it was more of like very internal for me. Like what I've always thought kind of like just really showed in front of me. Like that everybody's kind of distracted by all these material things. And then I remember this moment too. And remember that one girl that was just walked past by us, and she was just like smiling.
She was the only one in that entire beach that had a different vibe.
There was probably like
everybody else.
There's probably like at least like 30, 50 people in there. Like, but
Jeez.
So like when she walked past by, I was looking at her and she was like smiling.
She was,
and I was
you know what it is? She was so calm, because families are getting there. They have hella shit. They just hiked down. You know, they got 4 kids with them, so they're all stressed out. Here comes this girl bringing her stuff, and she's just so calm and so like comfortable with herself.
Right.
Yeah, and I remember I saw her and then she was smiling. I was like, dude, she gets it. Yeah. I was like, dude, she gets it, man. I remember. Yeah, and then there's just a lot of like emotions in that. Like I think when it started kicking into, like I was kind of like really sad for a little bit, because like I think it brought a lot of like honesty about like past relationships, and it just like because we talked about it for a little bit, and then all of a sudden when people came in, I felt so trapped that I was like, dude, I want to get out of here, but like I didn't know where to go, because I felt so trapped, and then I couldn't really just like walk away, because like I was a little still like disoriented a little bit.
I think it kind of forced him to really process everything instead of just
And I remember at that moment too, like you told me like, oh, you should record yourself, and I was like, I don't think people would understand what I'm saying,
right?
Because I was basically just saying like, dude, what the fuck? I see it. And then it was just
That's wild.
Yeah,
I spent a good 30 minutes or more just watching him,
like making sure
it's not even like that. It wasn't like that at all. Like, he was just like so engaged with whatever he was like thinking.
So from your perspective, what did you like? How did you view me as?
Like, what was he doing? Like in this moment, like
you were probably like a little bit more like in control than I was.
He was in tears, but he wasn't sad. It was more like
really.
Yeah,
it was more
crying.
like tears of joy.
Yeah.
It was more like tears of joy, and I could tell that he was just processing everything. I could tell that his thoughts were clearer than ever about everything. Every issues, every question he's ever had just got answered almost. That's what it seemed like to me. So I kind of I didn't think he was having a bad trip, so I didn't really say too much. I kind of just guided him through it, or as best as I could. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I have to say, it was probably the most beautiful experience in my life. That's crazy, because I'm 30 years old. I've experienced a lot of things.
Oh my God.
And hands down, best experience.